Away from President Museveni, as we're coming in the compelled trials and how the different candidates are doing in this campaign session, we see that unfortunately FDC and NRM clash. Now, we spoke about this a day before, and we said that there will be a clash between NRM and FDC if Electoral Commission doesn't come up and sort these issues before they get out of hand. And unfortunately, they got out of hand. Now, Amuriat Oboi and his team were in Kitgum, as were the NRM supporters who were getting ready to go and also campaign in the same district. Now, EC, however, came up and said that they, NRM, had come earlier than FDC to particularly give this date for their campaign trail, and FDC came in later than NRM, so NRM had the mandate to be there. Now, police, as you're seeing right there, was asking the FDC party presidential candidate Amuriat to head out of Kitgum and go to Lamore. Now, as my colleagues will be telling you about what happened in there, there was a scuffle. Amuriat was arrested, taken out of Lamore. He dodged police, left Lamore, drove back to Kitgum to their offices, and then they arrested him again. I mean, the fracas was terrible, and that is what we expected, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true. Ensonga yabadde ntufe twajogeddeko wano nti FDC egenda kubankira kuba FDC tugimanyi yo ebyayo bya defiance yali so kumala gagamba nti egenda kubackinga down ekireke baleme kugenda tulabanga ate nene je neewunya ku Amuriat Oboi abantu basone bamunyoma ne bamunyoma nti ayinza obutasobola kujja ekifaananyi kya defiance ya FDC gye bali bamanyi niye musajja nakamulabanga exchanginga emikono nga jiitinga
ngaguguba
ngaguguba olada nagamba ataddewo embeeko kuba nti aguguba jakutola mu tusonoka ndi avani mu motoka nasindika emmotoka gamba olanda musajja kituufu ataddewo embeeko nyini FDC twagimanyirako so ekyo kyadde kisuubirwa nti FDC yalina okuba nti etuukiriza kuba olwo yabadde tegeesa n'omukolo gwayo nga bagenda kuba nti ofisi abaziina era tukimanyi nti Kitgum eyo ebadde for 15 years now NRM badde giwangula NRM nga okuva is it 201 NRM tewangula ku Kitgum era n'incumbent yali olero Beatrice Anywa tukimanyi nti abadde FDC n'abadde yakulosa nadda mu NRM so ebadde stronghold ya FDC ne UPC so bibadde kyamwe Amuriat Oboi okulaga nti bamuganda ogenda mu Kitgum yalina okukozesa amaanyi gonna n'okola nti atuukayo kubanga eringa mmekka yaabe nga yina okulaba nti atuukayo so kyankiza okuba nti FDC Amuriat yalaze amaanyi ago okuba nti agenda naye nga ate ne NRM nayo yawula okuba nayo ng'ebakava eraga nti naye yalinamu amaanyi kati kuba gundi avuddeyo ne yeewaana Beatrice Anywa n'alaga nti FDC yali yawamba ekitundu ekyo oba opposition naye okuva we yasaana addamu NRM kakifo kyonna bakikalinze yeero abantu bonna tasokkiriza mu NRM naye ng'ate omulimu gukyali gw'amanyi okuba nti ddala Anywa byayogedde bisobola okuba nti abituukiriza kubanga tuba nti opposition ekyalina amaanyi mu kitundu ekyo
njatandikirako ekyo ekyoyogedde ekya Honorable Beatrice Anywa. Honorable Beatrice Anywa is a manifestation of what President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni said a couple of years ago. We agamba nti come 2021 there may not be opposition in this country. Eranga, it's in black and white. Bolaba all the divide that is between the opposition. Chikulagirawo lwatu. Eranga bolaba who could be the strongest opposition head apparently. Mbuza jagamba Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu yakutenga bendera ya opposition. Kati wenda abantu bonna abalanga bagezaako lingi z'omutwe. Nze ndabya ddala nga they are joking. And I have a question. Nechibuzo kye neebuuza. What happened to Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye? Okay.
Well, Amuriat Oboi was
what happened to him?
Amuriat,
at least we are supposed to see. We are supposed to see him participate.
Amuriat Oboi yesterday, he was speaking to the media Nagamba. One of the reasons why Dr. Kizza Besigye Taliwo is they feel like they need to protect him from COVID-19 pandemic, but Bamuteke in a place whereby he won't be infected with the pandemic because he's their plan B. Katwalaba, if you have a plan A and you're already executing plan A, plan B has to be kept very safe for that when it comes, so that when it comes to a time when plan B has to be executed, plan B is not sick, plan B is not dead, plan B is not weak. And that is what their plan is.
Gundi, Amuriat Oboi, President Bugundi, Dr. Kizza Besigye, yavaayo na making a statement, yali very clear. Nagamba, tagenda kuwagira muntu, ayagala office. agenda kuvayo kuwagira omuntu ayagala obuyinza nagamba yes for ebbanga libadde nagamba ebbanga ddene opposition ebadde ne offices ngatunira nga Kampala opposition ebadde ne offices nga Kampala yemulya naye bakozeewo tebati balina buyinza which means nga ye agamba nti agenda kuwagira omuntu ayagala okutwala ekifo ekigenda okuba nga kisalirawo eggwanga. So nze ndowooza n'okuza nti Amuriat Oboi bino byakola byonna agezaako okuprovinga Dr. Kizza Besigye kituufu obuyinza akola ki mbwagala.
Actually kinimanya kugamba and when you see him do whatever he's doing alinga yagala okuprovinga point that yes I can also do it. Bulaba nti kati kyamuyamba ne bamukwata ne bamujinatuka ku Kyambogo awali electoral commission yatadde yesimbi amakanda during the nominations. Natuwa nga talina ngatto. And he took advantage out of that. So buli kimu kyakola you really see that he's trying to prove a point that yes, FDC is still in existence, but still there's a general problem in Uganda, not even Uganda, but in Africa, that all political parties are affiliated to individuals, that FDC cannot stand without Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye.
Guys, no, I have refused to agree with you people.
Is it
you
true?
Know why? No. Why I have refused to
imagine
agree
campaigns
with you
if
people,
Dr. Colonel Kizza Besigye, you know how you know the crowd he would pull.
What I have still refused to accept is that, see, the only difference and the way that these politics have changed is that where we are right now, NUP is the new kid on the block. And here's the thing about Uganda, the new kid on the block gives them hope. Whatever Dr. Kizza Besigye has been there how many times? 5 to 6 times. Kati people are saying enough is enough. And by the time a person has been there 6 times and he has failed to stand 4 times and he has failed to stand, it only shows you that he will not pass this time. And people lost hope in Kizza Besigye a long time ago. Wetuli, even when Kizza Besigye was there, he was going to pull numbers, but not as big as Robert Chagulanyi's numbers. So what I'm saying is, Amuriat Oboi has shown you, and he has proved a lot of people wrong on the note that political parties depend on a person. Actually, I feel like he has proved you wrong. If you look at Amuriat Oboi's sessions, when he was moving from Kampala to Soroti, where his first campaign was, the crowd that was following him was immense. It only shows you that people believe in the party, not the individual.
Dr.
Of course you can't. And for me, I think why you can't compare it is because of Robert Chagulanyi. Robert Chagulanyi is pulling numbers just like the way Kizza Besigye pulled numbers then.
But
and
when
even
you look
if he
at
was
the
in the
opposition,
political
Latifa,
field right now, I don't think he would have pulled as much numbers as Robert is doing.
Latifa, but what we need political parties okurani. We need just crowds na church lwesa wazinene. Bintu bingi ebimizawo ekibiina. Dr. Kizza Besigye tasobola kuba nti omululinga out mu kintu kino kya FDC. Era bingi byakyakola backstage. Era bingi bekyamwebuzibwako. Era singa Kizza Besigye avaayo n'agamba nti agenda kuwagira muri Amuriat Oboi. Ozokuba nga ate ekintu kyekyuseemu. Wali numbers zina. Nera mulimu abantu abamu abatandaba kuvayo kuba nti bajja ekintu bakinyigiramu direct because babuza Kizza Besigye ali luddawa.
Do you see a possibility of any coalition? Could there be a possibility of any coalition?
No.
Any coalition? No,
I want to say no, because here's the thing. DP is already coming out to say it's going to punish any of their members that go to support any other political party. And when a political party comes out to say something like that, it only shows you that it has no plans of forming a coalition. Now, when we look at...
Latifa, DP mu party zote inana kuogera ku nsonga era tusobola kugikola. Abantu basa ne bakrosa ne bava mu DP ne bagenda mu NUP. Ne bakomawo. So kali DP bayogera ku nsonga president wa acting president vice president mukasambidde yabule nakyogera lwatu agenda kwogera bati Kyagulanyi
naye no but mao yaze
omukyala Kabanda n'agamba naye mwennyini we Masaka naye avude agenda kola era magana ne president mao twamugamba eri tugenda wa Kyagulanyi,
and they had said
even DP leaders one Nchengera one
but here's the thing, Norbert Mao yagambye he has come out as the party presidential flag bearer and he has officially put it out that he's going to punish
this is my prediction. Today is the 18th, right? Lero 18 ogwe 11 you can mark my words. Before 14th January, some candidates are either going to rally behind Bobi Wine or others are going to pull out of this race. Look, it is not yet even a fortnight. Lindako, tezinawera weeks 2 eza campaigns. Abamu ffe ekyokunoonya obululu batandise kutandika batandise fundraising batandise kunoonya kati sente bali mu zaakedi bali mu ofisi z'abantu tebali mu kugenda gye balina kunoonya bululu abalala bali mu kukaaba nti a campaign ziri more expensive than what we expected abalala gye balina okubeera olwaleero babeerayo nkya. Okay, so literally everything looks to be a mess, and in my prediction is that very soon we are going to see some candidates falling out. Abalanga bagamba wachiri katugende mabega wa Bobi Wine.
I think falling out will be an option because most of the members of parliament abagala to go behind Bobi Wine. Tebasobola kukwata bendera eya NUP bagambe I'm an NUP candidate. Kubanga jukira NUP has already picked candidates in those positions. So the only alternative they have is to stand behind the candidates that NUP has picked. And maybe if you say they're going to pull out and stand behind
even
them
one
in that
declared,
route,
I think last week, one declared Nagambans, I have no problem even if Robert Chagulanyi wins. Still
most of the presidential candidates have done that. Yes.
Tumukunde yayogera bunyi nagamba nti ye
don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised nga avudde mu kalulu. Mugisha muntu ari very clear nakata kyachogera nti there's still time okuba nti bakola kibe bakola.
But here's my question, why are they playing?
Kiraba nengera ashina mu birowoozo era gamba n'okulwawo kuvaayo yali adinze nga bagamba nyi bagenda kukola ki kwegata. So ekigambo ky'okwegata essaawa kisobola okuba nga kikola ojja kulanga abantu bavaayo nga bagamba no today.
But here's my question, why are they playing the cards that they're playing? Whatever what is going on is that maybe they're planning to confuse the NRM by confusing that there's so many candidates and then later they form a coalition. But here's the thing, whatever as you're doing this, you're even confusing the voters. Kubanga someone has already decided in their hearts and minds that because there's no coalition, I'm dying with FDC. Regardless of what happens, I'm dying with Amuriat. When they finally have a coalition,
then I don't know how it's
they can't do that. That means they're dividing the votes from the opposition side. Remember, the cake is already divided in like, I can't call it half because, okay, the NRM has taken a quarter of the votes already and we're left with 3/4 to divide. Now we have different political parties that are there and independents. Katikwago independents, Ojakfuna Katumba funako votes 5 Obanya from his family. It could be more. It could be more. And then you get to Nancy, you are Simon Chris, you'd be surprised. Someone was saying
Katumba, William Mayambala, Fred Mwesige, Nancy Kalembe. Kwabo anigula batatisi.
Nancy alina crowd. Nancy alina crowd.
I go with Katumba.
No, it's just excitement.
Nancy alina crowd.
I go with Katumba.
The crowd is not because Nancy can do it. I think it's because
you remember during nominations.
You know how Nancy would surprise you guys.
During nominations, Katumba ngayogera keri bannamawulire. Katumba oye. Even he never yazze nabo.
Guys, I think the reason why Nancy could be elected, women and the empowerment move have come to realize that it is okay for a woman to become a candidate and become a president of the country.
Nancy.
And I have spoken to Nancy. I've had an interview with Nancy. She's a very smart young lady with a potential to hold a big office in the country. And it's not because I'm a woman and I believe in feminism, but it's because Nancy has a brain that is worth listening to. And if she keeps addressing her rallies that way, there are women like me who are on the empowerment move and want to prove a point that will rally behind Nancy. I will prove you wrong when it comes to elections. Nancy again, I mean, if you compare it to Willie, and then there are people who are not even heard. Where is Kabuleta? He's one of the people that are, if you look at the candidates, even John Katumba is heard more than Kabuleta. So there are some things that you look at on the round table, no gamba. At the end of the day, there are things that people look at when they're voting for people. John may get support from the youth who feel like he's bringing out the concept of the dream. At the end of the day.
But Katumba also jokes too much.
The thing is, he does. Yesterday, he was on the media saying that he's castigating media personnel who are portraying him as a joke. And he says it's not fair that is
Even
being
himself,
done.
he looks a joke.
But you know that Katumba is getting more airplay than a lot of candidates.
Because he's exciting.
That is what I'm saying. He's exciting. And the more you look at him as a joke, the more he will surprise you.
Antebayo Katumba ye result ya gundi y'olutalo lwali mu parliament nga bakyusa constitution nga bakyusa when they were amending Article 102B. So Katumba is a result. So everyone would be excited to see a 24-year-old on the race.
Because it's going to teach these people a lesson. Ochitegeda tosobola kuzanyisa constitution and you think they won't be a reprimand on what you do. Kati you have a president Katumba who is 20 what? Next time you'll have an 18-year-old who has support from someone and who has money and who will come into the political field. Ojamugamba chi. You changed the constitution. Ochitegeda you changed the constitution.
Era ensonga ne kubanyo incumbent kubanga otulira nti 70 biki ovuganya ne 20 so olaba
atete tunaba kulaba njagala a 90-year-old
olaba nga waliwo
aje I'm ready to run this political arena.
Niraba kisobola okukolebwa essaawa zino mu Uganda is abantu ne batuvuddeyo kwegatta abula parties abantu bano abesimbyewo bajoninge forces baforcinge tukola rirani babeera rirani mu ggwanga lino.
What do you mean by a rerun?
Nti singa wabawo candidate omu baso neyinkanya ne incumbent wakati banavuganya incumbent banfuza okuba taweza percentage ya 51 plus tukutuddemu wabeewo rirani yakalulu bima walekata bagamba nti rirani tugizeemu abo nabaga nti musulu moja tugenda wanene.
They should have made that decision.
Nesaba zineno wakati bolaba balimu enche muyita ye ego Lomu ayagala okulaga nti asobola okubeerawo. Nesinga baatuula ne bagamba nti yes tukize tugaane essabo zino ani aliko nti egundi ate bannayuganda ennaku zino bageziwadde era nze mbabuya bannayuganda babuuse omuntu agenda okulonda Kyagulanyi yasalawo dda agenda kukyuka. Omuntu alaga nti siasa eragala enkyukakyuka ey'omuggundi siasa kuno bagala enkyukakyuka alina gwagenda okulonda byamumanyi nonaga nti ndi wena limagamba ngenda kola ki so ne bono ojja nogamba ogenda teekawo biki era bba tegenda sigala nga eresi eri wantu bameka babiri.
Mpozi nekirala I still have hope. I've not seen Dr. Kano Kizza Besigye come out and he's a very key player in these elections. So until maybe we see him come out, and I still believe that we've not seen his plan become to reality. Maybe let's wait and see. That's why I'm saying that probably they could be.
If they don't win in the opposition, that's what you think his plan will be.
What is that supposed to mean?
He's not meaning anything. He's literally saying.
Have you seen this video circulating on social media? Amoti Mbalanguzi, that comedian, yagenze nakola ka video nagamba. Bobby Wine, bolabanga bakubatia gas campaign ziganye. Genda ku police bagaye bakuye mundu nga musanvu.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing.